Hey guys, welcome back to Judo Highlights. We'll have a look at the top Ippons from the Baku Grand Slam. Here's a big one from Reyes. Really nice Uchimata. Check out the lift that he gets. A couple of other really great Uchimatas in this video, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel. Grand Slam Tashkent is coming up very soon, and it's going to be a good one. Japan got quite a big team going, including Nagase. I'm really excited for that. Might be his last competition before the Paris Olympics. And just a bit of housekeeping before we get into the video, guys. If you'd like to become a member and support the channel, hit that join button. And of course, I'm always taking Kozakura Judogi orders. Links in the description. Here's one of those nice Uchimatas I was talking about. Now, there are a lot of Ippons from the ladies in this video. They had some pretty outstanding ones, a lot much better than the men. And I do get a lot of comments saying, hey, where are all the female Ippons? Well, here you are, guys. I hope that makes you happy. This Tomoe Nage was absolutely brilliant from Clerget. Watch his posture and the posture of Blue. He pulls in at the same time as he goes for the technique. That's really nice stuff. And this is kind of a weird human trait, but when you bend down, sometimes your partner will just naturally lower their stance as well. It's kind of a weird thing that people do. Really nice. Also to hear from Deguchi. I mean, that's going to be one of the Ippons of the year for sure. This one here, nice little Kosoto to begin it. And then the huge Osotogari. Now, I think White was trying to flip out of this. But, I mean, Blue just had such control, and he just jumped into that. Amazing. This here, I really like this technique. So, a little bit of a shuffle. Kind of reminds me of Ono Shohei's Osotogari. I mean, he would do the exact same thing, exact same grips. Just take a huge overhand and power through the Osoto. But in that situation, a great Makikomi. Brilliant setup. This one here, I just loved it because, I mean, White goes in for a pickup, goes for a front Uchimata, and then watch Gobekov in Blue. He just uses that energy and goes behind him. Look at this. As White picks him up, he jumps on him. Just a brilliant display of reading someone's power and balance. Watch the high elbow. Now, when I was taught judo, people told me not to do a high elbow, but you see people do it all the time, and it just gets people close together. Gets a chest to chest or hip to hip, which is great for an Uchimata. Mariyama talks about it a lot. This also here in the finals from Endovitsky. Another Russian. So Russia, I mean, they've got 3 guys at plus 100. It's just incredible. Song from Korea, and this is the first time I ever saw him. And did you see that? I mean, the Sore Suri Komigoshi really sold it at the beginning. Really jumps in there. And Tishishvili, I think he was a little bit shaken by that. Was really watching out for it again. And then he just got done going in the other direction. That's a good win by Song. I hope we see more of him. And Endovitsky, though, I mean, he got him. He got him with this nice Kosoto. Watch the grips. 1 over, 1 under. And then the drive. Beautiful technique. I do love a good Kosoto Gake. Now, this is a Kochigari. I thought it was going to be an Ashibarai, but ended up being a Kochigari. And check out this Sore Suri Komigoshi. I haven't seen one like this in a while. Kind of reminds me of someone. Maybe Tajima. But that's a great one. Nice counter here. I guess you would call this an Uranage. Just takes advantage of him going up and down. Something I've been thinking about a lot in judo these days. You know, where people's base is it low, is it high? If they are kind of low, kind of squatting down, they're probably going to come up at some point. Usually you can force them. Standing back up with a feint, a little bit of pressure. You know, it's these intricacies in judo that just take so long to develop. This sneaky Tomoe Nage here, watch the left hand of Blue. Pushing between the legs. Obviously, you're not allowed to grab the legs in judo, but if you've got a sleeve grip, I mean, you can push that hand against the legs as much as you want. Bit of newaza here from Said Molai. And I'm sorry, guys, if you're looking for more newaza. I think that was the only one in this video. Usually I do look for some nice transitions, but I think that might be the only one. Now, watch White here. He does an interesting job here of scooping up Blue's leg and bringing it closer to him. And he was kind of trying to set something up, trying to look for a Taniatoshi, but just got countered. Still, though, I like what he did. This one here, White, you can see his leg all bandaged up, and you kind of know why. I mean, look at that. That just looks bad on his ankle. Kataguruma now. I think this was just a Wazari, but straight into the hold down. Might have actually been given an Ippon for this. Look at that. Now, I look at that and think Kataguruma, but I think it's probably a Yoko Otoshi, his head not under the armpit there. Now this by Blue, Kosoto Gake. Watch the legs. 1, 2, and then 3. Don't see this one too often. Kochi Makikomi off the belt grip. And I'm just trying to think about how people would get counted here. I mean, you're kind of too low to get counted by an uranage. A lot of people do go for that belt grip and end up getting counted. And look at this, nice transition. Belt grip Kochi, and then turns it into a sumigaishi. Have a look at that. Quite a nice seoinage here. Now, I have a problem with seoinage. I've been trying to do it recently. I'm not a seoinage player at all, but you know, how do people get around the hands? Dealing with the hands, trying to get a grip on someone, and they're putting their hands in the way, you know, stopping your shoulders, blocking you. Seoinage, to get the timing and to get people's hands out of the way to go in for the technique, it's hard. Although I will say, the best seoinage players, they don't give 2 cents about your hands. They're gonna go blasting through those things. This Ippons seoinage here, I mean, you see the ref gives it a wazari, but it was overturned as an Ippon. And of course, I mean, blue just kind of rolls cleanly over his shoulders. Look at that. This one here, I knew white was going over as soon as he tried it. That Ippon seoinage grip to the ochigari, it just doesn't work. People get counted trying this all the time. It's just not a good technique to do. Ippon seoinage grip, maybe stick with the kochi, turn it into a kochi makikomi. Much more higher success with that one. Nice uranage here. Takes the belt grip as soon as that hand goes over the top, and then just demolishes her. Now have a look at this Ippon seoinage. It was only a wazari, an overthrow, but this is probably my favorite technique of the tournament. That one and Kalmazayev's uchimata, they were pretty damn good. Suzuki now, nice kind of dropping low. I guess you would call that an osoto otoshi. This one here, after I saw Kanikovitsky do this to Arai, I mean, I'm just seeing it everywhere now. People doing sumigaishi while sitting on people's legs. It's bad. It looks really bad. I swear I'm going to see an injury in the next 2 or 3 Grand Slams. This is a really nice uranage. Watch him just scoop up the guy off the ground. I mean, blue was absolutely helpless. Another one from Deguchi. Opponent goes down to the ground. Just collapsed from that osotogari, and then opportune uchimata there. Speaking of opportune, this one too, really nice. That's a good counter to the big hand over the top. Esposito gets done here. And this is a nice Seoi Otoshi. I guess it's a Tai Otoshi, sorry. And this Ochigari, I mean, you don't see Ochigaris like this a lot. And it makes sense that it's from a Cuban. I know Cubans have a big wrestling program, and Ochigari is a really kind of wrestling orientated technique. Anyone from wrestling has a good driving Ochigari. But that was sensational. This one here, just opportune judo. Staying with it. Always looking for a score. Now this sumigaishi from Heidarov. I mean, it doesn't look too pretty. But I mean, he gets the job done. Look at that. So quick. His opponent just can't believe it. He's like, hey, what? Now Tushishvili, this is what he was watching out for. This Sore Surikomi Goshi from Song. Really good drive after that initial entry. And here's the guy, the man, Endovitsky. I don't think we'll see him at the Paris Olympics, but I mean, he's young, he's huge. He's probably going to be pretty big in a couple of years. Spikers now, and Ochigari. Watch how he changes direction. Just puts all that weight on that reaping leg. And blue just couldn't put his foot down. Now this Uchimata from Toth. If you are short, this is exactly how you gotta do Uchimata. Really head heavy. Really pulling down on the head. And then using a lot of kind of distance, rotation with the top half. Hopping. I mean, you can't, this is a leg technique. This here, you only do this if you're flexible in the leg or tall. And I do know I'm showing you this one twice, but why not? Kalmazayev's Uchimata. It's a thing of beauty. Salamanzi now, really nice controlled sumigaeshi here. Pay attention to the cross grip on the sleeve. So there's no escape for Blue. I mean, he had to avoid the legs. If he didn't avoid the legs, there was no escape. Driving Ochigari here. I feel like this technique here should be done more. I feel like we should see this technique more. It's a low risk technique. It's good for scoring. But the only person I can think of who does it consistently at the moment is Murao. How about this Haraigoshi though? Come on. Just buried him. Next up we've got Vante End with one of his classic techniques. The Sode. No one does Sode like him. I'm not sure what's so unique about it. Maybe it's because he drops down to his knee, like one knee. So he's kind of like semi-standing, but also dropping down at the same time. Really unique Sode from him. Here's a nice Ashiguruma. So we've just got about 3 more Ippons to go, guys. If you've made it this far and you are not subscribed to the channel, please do so. And of course, I'm sure anyone who's this far into a video probably watches JudoTV. Make sure you don't pay full price, guys. I have a discount code, JudoHighlights, with a capital J, capital H. Make sure you guys use that. Oh, and by the way, if you were wondering where the thumbnail picture came from, this is it here. I put it at the end, so this is the last one. And Uchimata off the belt grip from DeWitt. I'll freeze frame it for you so you guys can see it. But anyway, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.